Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bumpkin News. Today is Thursday, the 7th of April, 2011, and it's my opinion that Nancy Pelosi is a constitutional imbecile. Before I get into how I reached that conclusion, let me tell you a little bit about today, what happened. The wife and I were coming back from a little din-din, and not very elaborate. You know, I'm a retired guy and I've got to work to pay taxes. I'm not wealthy by any stretch, just an American, and that's concerned about his country. Went to a pizza place and we were driving back, and I got to thinking about a statement that Ms. Pelosi had said during the health care debate last year. And the more I thought about it, the angrier I got. So I had to come in and do this video. Before we get back to Miss Pelosi, let's look at something I think that you'll find interesting. Music, you know, art. It's a wonderful place to be, because I think if you're going to find any place that, although there is racism, especially in the commercial aspect of it, the marketing aspect, but I think among the artists themselves, I don't think you'll find the racism that you find elsewhere. It's a wonderful place. It's a common place that people can be themselves and relate to one another without any racist attitudes and things. As far as the commercial aspect of it goes, those of you that are familiar with the history of the Beatles, you know that the Beatles had another drummer before Ringo, a man named Pete Best, and when they finally got the manager that helped catapult him into the mega stardom that they enjoyed, Brian Epstein, Pete Best was replaced with Ringo Starr. Asked about that, John Lennon said that Pete Best was a better drummer, but Ringo Starr was a better Beatle. When I heard that, you know, I kind of, my estimation of the Beatles in one regard, as far as their dedication to the art form, was kind of diminished, because I felt like that they had in fact sold out a little bit of themselves for money, not to take away from their tremendous contribution to music, which was immense. But anyway, the reason that we thought about this was because we watched a video here on YouTube the other day. It was Phil Collins doing a Motown song, Heat Wave, Martha and the Vandellas, old song, tremendous treatment of it, and it was wonderful to watch Phil Collins, who was just singing, not playing any instrument, but he had some backup singers, some gals that were black gals, and they were middle-aged, not some kind of a young, extremely attractive women like a lot of people would use, but it was very refreshing to see something like that, and very, very good song. If you search that on YouTube, Phil Collins plus Heat Wave, I think you're going to enjoy it. What is it about music that touches us? Well, you think about the songs that you like the most, and what is it? And I think I know what it is. The music that is stands up, and the music that is classic, and the music that is great, is the music that evokes an emotional response from us. Music that causes you to, I know it does, at least me, sometimes visual imagery, and brings out emotions from within me, from across a wide range. But the music that doesn't touch you emotionally, that's music that's forgettable. Okay, well, back to Miss Pelosi. You know, in the healthcare debate, and she's symptomatic of the problem that we have right now. We've got a bunch of people that are self-interested, that put things like political things like Miss Pelosi in office, former Speaker of the House. It's incredible to me that anybody could vote for this person. She may be a tremendous grandmother and a tremendous mother, might be an otherwise wonderful human being, but she has no place being in elected office, especially in such a high office as the United States Congress. Miss Pelosi, she made a statement during the health care debate. She said that she envisioned America where artists and photographers and writers did not have to have a day job, but yet they wouldn't have to worry about their health care because it would be provided for them. Now, folks, you know, I gotta take umbrage at that remark, because this betrays a fundamental misunderstanding of the Constitution and life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and the American way, equal protection under the law. We're all the same under the Constitution. I ask you a question. If you have a certain class of people that are relieved from the responsibility of providing for themselves, they don't have to have a day job, so that they can pursue their personal interests, what does that make some schlepp and some schlub like me, a poor old country bumpkin? Where does that put me? Well, that relegates me to the class of a worker drone. In other words, I got to work, and I have to provide a living for these people that Miss Pelosi would like to see elevated to that status, that they don't have to worry about their own economic condition. It will be provided for them by poor guys like me, that are the ones that are going to be the beasts of burden, and they're going to work for these other people. In other words, I'm going to be relegated to the status of a slave to serve the interests of this other class that she has invented in her mind, instead of them being responsible for their own well-being, and just like everybody else. I mean, come on, folks, I've got interests too that I like to pursue. You know, I don't have a lot, but I am satisfied with what I do have, and I do have interests, and in the constitutional scheme of things, that's why we have America, so that we can pursue life, liberty, and what makes us happy. But under Miss Pelosi's vision of things, I would not be able to pursue my own happiness, but I would be shackled to a system that would provide for the happiness of these others, leaving them free to pursue their own interests. Now, folks, does that ring a bell with you? Does that sound? Does that connect with you? I mean, does that seem right, or is our Constitution, is it set up so that there would be one class of people that don't have to work, and another class of people that provides them their living, and their economic circumstances are provided for, so that they don't have to work and provide it for themselves? Folks, I think Miss Pelosi, like I said, is a constitutional imbecile, and but can you imagine somebody that thinks like that being in our government? Is that symptomatic or what? You know, tonight they're still hand-wringing over a budget. Folks, let me add this. You know, our economic state in the United States right now is like a patient that has gangrene, and the doctor is recommending a haircut. I mean, that's what our Congress is doing, and the president and the Democrats want even less than that. No, don't even give him a haircut. Well, you know, maybe take a little bit off the eyebrows, and maybe just a little bit on the back of the neck, you know, a few hairs, but no, not a full haircut. Come on. Yeah, I mean, meanwhile, the leg that's gangrenous is killing the patient, who will be dead before very long, economically, of course, we speak.